everybody, welcome to Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
Let's do a Batman story. Just a straight up, die-in-the-wool, no holds barred Batman story. No Dark Knights, no medals, no nothing. People were actually mad because they were like, weren't you like building towards death metal? I'm like, yeah, it's actually like a lot bigger than I thought. I was like reading it and I'm like, Christ.
Damn it.
Jeez.
And I kind of wanted to have like, because when death metal was first created, the sequel to Dark Knight's Metal, it was going to be just this kind of like thing. And then, it got bigger and bigger and they added more and more tie-ins. And it got to the point where it was just, it was inexcusable how big death metal got. Where, we were only supposed to spend, like $50. And it turned out to be like a $300 investment to read everything associated with death metal. So it's like, I thought it'd be kind of funny and a fun tax write-off to just get everything and be like, this was what this was. But I haven't yet done that because I haven't collected everything yet.
Okay.
Oh.
Is it done?
Oh, it's over.
Right.
Thankfully, no. We're in a new initiative now.
Okay.
But your plan now is to collect it all.
I want to get it all.
have Scott come on,
Yes.
host the episode, and Ethan and I will tear it apart.
That sounds like a great idea.
There's no way I'm doing that. I'm gonna
Full
sit here-
disclosure, I'm not going to do
I'm not going
that.
to sit here with Scott Snyder and tell him his book sucks. Like, there's just no way
Yeah, that's
that
fair.
would ever happen.
No, well, hey, you don't know.
Yeah.
If death metal sucks, it could be a
we
trial.
haven't read it.
You've never read it. The benefit of the doubt. But this is just a Batman story, and it's actually on a lot of lists, and I think it's just because,
A lot of lists?
Yeah,
What
a lot
kind
of,
lists?
top-
like best of lists?
top 50 Batman stories. It's called Batman 10 Nights of the Beast, and if you were reading it today, it is a weird, wholly unremarkable story that if you're like a hardcore fan who got into comics in like 2015, you're like, and this is on lists for some reason. I guess old people wrote the list and they just like it. But actually, there is some weight to 10 Nights of the Beast, despite it being short, despite it having the KG Beast on the cover, and despite it being so weirdly connected to the time from which it came, which was 1988.
Well, thankfully it's not Bane. That's what I thought it was.
Well, that's the thing, is that this is pre-Bane. Chuck
Right.
Dixon won't create Bane for another couple of years. It won't be until the 90s.
Yeah.
But here, Jim Starlin created the KG Beast, who was Bane.
yeah.
He created the KG Beast here?
Yes, this is the
I
introduction
just
of the
assumed
KG
Beast was around since like the 60s or
Right?
whatever.
No, he is a direct result of the Reagan era of American Russo politics.
Ethan, we're not allowed to call him the KG Beast because back during that time when the Cold War was active, you don't mention the KGB at all.
Well, now it would
You
just
commie.
be weird that you'd call him that anyway. And in fact, Scott Snyder reintroduced the KG Beast in a like rebirth period where is there a KG Beast?
What?
Or is there not? So he introduces you to the KG Beast, but doing a fun little lettering maneuver, it says KG Beast, but they crossed out the KG part. So now we're just calling him the Beast. No one stuck to that, and then they killed him.
Was he from the Soviet Union?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, except that in
Did he have the same name? Like, you
yes.
know- okay.
Yeah, a Russian name, yes. And in fact, they do drop his name. Like, there's no mystery about the KG Beast when they first introduce him. It's just the mystery is why he immediately became lame after this. But at
So
the
he
time,
wasn't lame when created.
No, he was pretty scary and formidable.
Okay.
But there's more to that. It's not just, hey, new Batman villain, but that's kind of cool. And hey, this is inexorably connected to the Cold War era of American politics and cementing it to Batman.
Right.
But also, this is okay. I don't want to spoil it. I'm gonna build up to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So okay, Denny O'Neil is a genius and an innovator, and he was the editor of Batman, and he's a writer of Batman. His name's across everything we've ever done about Batman on this couch in some way. As you can imagine, 1988. It's post Dark Knight Returns. It's post Batman Year One. Batman sales are dipping. Because apparently, despite the fact that Batman is the Mickey Mouse of DC Comics and the #1 seller at DC Comics at any given point, his sales are down.
Right.
And they need to come up with another way to trick people into reading Batman. Because it's not enough that we reinvented him with Frank Miller's Dark Knight. It's not enough that we rebooted continuity and we reintroduced Batman in a gritty new way.
Okay.
Which, by the way, they did in the regular Batman title, but they took the book away from the regular creative team and they handed it to David Mazzucchelli and Frank Miller. to do Batman Year One, which was a 4-issue story arc.
Right.
Right.
But like, it wasn't that they said, whoever's writing Batman, you do the no. It's the guys who did that over there,
like,
the critical darling.
You're not good enough.
Yeah, you're not good enough, and that's not fair. But it was.
But it was true. Because
Here's
they
the
got
thing.
Frank Miller to
we
do it
never
instead.
got that story, so we don't know if it's true or not.
Right.
However, we do know that the story we got was great.
It's true.
Right.
Yes.
So it
And
wasn't wrong.
No.
Yeah, it's not like they gave it to them and like, well, this is shit.
It may have been insulting, but it wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
But Denny O'Neil's looking for a way to get people to read regularly scheduled Batman comics, the regular stuff. And so he came up with this idea where he's like, okay, when we roll out with the next 4 issues of Batman, and he pulled the people who were working on Batman at the time, Jim Starlin and Jim Aparo, and he's like, you guys need to come up with a 4-issue story that's going to have like a subtitle to it. And they went with this interesting scheme where they got a different artist to come up with the cover scheme. They completely changed the cover scheme of Batman. They gave the name of the story a kind of like fanfare of its own right.
Right.
But they also made sure that it was on the regularly scheduled Batman roster and also used the regularly scheduled Batman team.
So this was the normal book that was coming out.
Yes. So
Was
you're picking
Batman.
up Batman 417. It's part 1 of 10 Nights of the Beast. And Denny O'Neil was sure to include a few items on the cover to let you know what's going on with this. Number 1, this is a new story and it's got a title to it. Number 2, the covers are dope. Number 3, what part you're reading and how many parts there are. In essence, this will be the rollout, and it did work. It is the birth of the story arc in regular monthly comics.
Ah.
Really?
Yeah.
So before there were no like
It was-
subtitles to shit. It's
it was
just
just-
Batman 250.
It was just Batman 219. Maybe it's part 1 of 2, but who gives a shit?
Was this following directly from Batman Year One, which was a similar thing?
It was a similar thing, and yes, it does follow Batman Year One,
but
but
Batman Year 1 was its own thing.
Right, it
Batman Year
wasn't a
1 wasn't
numbered
like a
title.
numbered succession.
it was 4 parts,
4
and they
parts.
did
yeah,
change
but it
the
wasn't
covers.
part of the regular.
It
ongoing
was
series.
they did release it within the Batman title.
okay.
But they took the creative team out of the main title and
Right.
subbed in.
Okay.
So they
So
kind
it's
of
like a special event.
yes, exactly. Like you're
Like-
reading Batman regularly, but now it's Year One and it's a different creative team. But don't worry, we'll get back to normal after this story arc is over.
But
Right.
technically it is numbered in sequence
Yes,
in the run.
in the regular Batman run.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
But the same is with this.
Right.
But
this was with the
But
normal
this is with
people.
the
normal
So it's like
team.
Normally do it.
we're doing this
ourselves
a lot now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not like that was a one-off. Like no, this.
No, we're gonna
is-
keep doing this.
Yeah.
Like this is how we're gonna publish Batman from now
Yeah,
on.
instead of special
Yeah.
titles or special issues
It's just
where we have other people come in.
No,
now we get to
our
do
guys. Whatever story they have, make it a certain number of issues, and tell them ahead of time how many issues it's going to be,
Right.
how many parts it's going to be, and call it something.
From a sales perspective, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Because like you're already doing that anyway. There's always been story arcs, but you're not calling it out normally, so people wouldn't necessarily know. So if you're trying to get people back in,
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's the great thing.
it's
is
like,
that,
oh, I can pick this up because it's 1 of 4. I don't need to necessarily know everything from before it.
like, oh, I want to
Certain-
buy Batman.
I only
Let's
need to
see.
know 4 parts.
Oh,
Right,
they're on issue 400. I can't get into this.
Right.
Yeah.
I could just get these 4.
Yeah.
And get a bigger story than I normally would.
And I'll probably stop reading after 4,
Right?
or
Or
I'll get
maybe
hooked.
I'll keep going.
And because it's the regularly scheduled team,
Right.
if they like it, they're going to like the next one,
Yeah, they just
and the
keep
next
going.
one, and the
Yeah.
next one.
I'm gonna tell you that comic books aren't bad for you, and that you're healthy. Now look, do I look like someone who would lie to you?
Are you likening comic book sales to drugs, Ben? Because you are right on point. This is credited, of course, from senior editor Dan Raspler, who basically credits Denny O'Neil with creating the modern story arc in regular monthly comic books. And, of
Wow.
course, this is before Batman 89, which will also trigger sales for Batman comics, which will also trigger Denny to come up with another idea, and that is the Legends of the Dark Knight solo imprint, which was generated just to create trade paperbacks. Just like
Right.
And it's set before everything. It's like after year one, so it's a younger Batman, less continuity, less baggage, and it just tells you these kind of like done in 3 to 5 story arcs. That's another idea. And clearly, Denny O'Neil is very graphic novel oriented. And I don't see why not. DC was really good at producing them. 10 Nights of the Beast. It's that thing. Now, like, zhuzh it up, Jim.
Right.
You know?
Make it a big deal.
Right. So it is.
I mean, that is a dope cover.
It is a dope cover. They're all dope covers. All the covers are amazing in this story arc.
Yeah.
We're dealing with the Soviet Union
Yeah.
and how things are starting to become more copacetic, at least
Right. Glasnost.
in front
and all
of the.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's still 88, so the Iron Curtain hasn't fallen yet.
Right.
And Batman 1989 hasn't even come out yet.
That's right. Yeah. So we're just getting an unmedia frenzied Batman.
Right.
Yeah.
Just doing normal day-to-day stuff, like dealing with Soviet
Superman.
super agents and
The
crap.
point is,
Okay.
is
That's
that
right.
there's
very
organized
topical.
crime in Gotham.
Yep, as you can imagine.
The Soviet Russia Cold War era thing is not very far outside the realm of interacting
Oh,
with
no,
that sort of dark underbelly.
It's also like real.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
making Batman connected
He's
directly.
part of our world.
Yeah, we're ripping it right out of the headlines
Yeah.
of
Well,
30 years ago.
Like when the fucking Joker went to Iran and like worked with the Ayatollah.
that comes
and
another
crap.
year later.
That's after this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so that means Robin is Jason Todd.
Oh.
But they did the same thing with Death in the Family. Death in the Family. We know it because they called it that.
Right,
But it was
right.
in the regularly scheduled Batman title.
Yeah.
And they changed up the covers for that too. The DEA is waiting on the beach for some Colombian drug runners to come, and they know that like drugs are being funneled in usually in the wee hours in the morning. Instead of Colombian drug runners, it's just 2 random dudes holding giant attaché cases, and they quickly murder
those are
the
trunks.
Oh, they're trunks.
Those are
Yeah.
luggage trunks.
They are luggage trunks. Steamer trunks, you might say, from
Yes.
the
They
Titanic.
They have ornate buckles on them.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So the one dude just murders all the DEA agents.
Oh.
And then just leaves. And by the way, don't worry, they also establish that like a little further down the beach, the Gotham City Police Department takes care of those Colombian drug runners.
Oh, thank God.
Woo!
Oh, so they were there. They were just
They just were a little further down,
So it's just a coincidence that.
seemingly.
No, it was just a problem with the tides.
I think that the KG Beast may have manipulated things such that, but they don't say that. We have to take that for granted.
Okay.
So then we meet this Soviet liaison to the Kremlin, who is tasked with the unenviable job of telling the State Department of the United States that, like, we lost a Russian Superman, and he's kind of like coming here to kill everybody.
Oh wow.
What year did-
Ought to be.
What year did Hunt for Red October come out?
Oh yeah.
You lost a Superman.
I don't know what he says to that, but yeah.
He's just
I know
embarrassed.
where-
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, this is very sensitive information. Our government is terribly upset about this.
I was thinking Lost Nukes.
It could
like
be.
a Superman
Yeah.
is a deadly force that you could lose track
Right.
of, and there was a concern about nukes being misappropriated.
In this,
That
they admit that there was this thing called the hammer. Very imaginative.
Yeah.
So it's 2 metaphors you could have used. The sickle or the
Right.
But the hammer.
Or the curtain.
That's true. Or something iron.
Oh yeah.
But
Iron Man.
or a wall. No, I can't use that one. But yeah, the hammer was this the cell within the KGB that like did shit off the books.
right.
For
It was
the,
like their James Bond. They're
exactly.
MI6.
Yeah.
Or if James Bond were a hulking monster. But yes.
Yeah.
So basically, there was a guy in charge of that named Zorez Kunayev, and Kunayev was in charge of the hammer. Gorbachev is dissolving the hammer so that, like, you know, things can look copacetic between
Right.
the two,
Right.
the two countries.
We're trying to de-escalate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kunayev has no interest in that.
Yep.
But I like my hammer.
Right, but I like the hammer. So he promises swift retribution for basically Russia losing its nerve.
Right.
So
and him getting fired.
yes. So Gorbachev sends like an elite team to go collect Kunayev. When they find him, he's killed himself.
Oh.
I'll show them.
And I'll show them those jerks. And he burns a bunch of
They
sensitive
don't have
documents.
Kunayev to kick around anymore.
And they check the fireplace in his office, and that's where he burned all the sensitive documents. The only thing they could find was a scrap of paper that said Gotham City.
Whoa, what?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is why this liaison is in Gotham City explaining all of this.
He's like, so...
Yeah, so he's not in Washington. He has to go to Gotham and explain to the FBI contact and the CIA operative and Commissioner Gordon. Thankfully, Gordon is really tight with Batman, and so he has a microphone in his jacket sleeve button.
Wow.
So Batman and Robin are across the street on a gargoyle listening in on this really, really sensitive conversation they absolutely should not be listening to. But Gordon has...
Gordon's like a
I get the
spy
feeling
for
you're going to
Batman.
need to know this.
Yes, and listen, he's not wrong.
Yep.
But yeah.
It's easier if Batman could just hear all this stuff
Rather
because
than
he's
me
going to
tell him later.
interrogate me later and he's going to want to know every single word, and my memory is just not that good.
It's just not that good. I'd just rather
I don't want to fight about
betray
it.
my country.
Here's the thing. Every time I give Batman notes from a meeting, he always asks me questions, and I don't know the answers.
Right, I don't remember.
So I'm just going to give him a microphone.
Damn right.
It's just easier.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
I get to go home at the end of the night.
Exactly.
Instead of being interrogated for another half hour.
That's right. Yeah. So the plan is basically that Kuniev planned to use the hammer to take down Operation Skywalker and destroy the Star Wars program.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
If you're not familiar with the Star Wars program,
It's an actual thing.
yeah, it's not just Jim Starlin is a huge George Lucas fan. It was a nuclear deterrent program that was worked on, and actually a violation of a nuclear arms treaty that the United States signed with Russia, because we even included verbiage in the document that said we would not develop anti-nuclear deterrence in space.
Yeah. And it was specifically designing weapons in space to shoot down nuclear missiles.
That's right.
Yeah. Which, by the way, they couldn't do at the
Which,
time.
by the way, they couldn't do, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But it was 88, and they didn't know that yet.
Well, yeah. There's a whole debate as to whether, like, Reagan knew that you couldn't do it and it was just to, like, put pressure on the Soviet Union.
Right.
Or if he was just, like, thought it was possible.
Yep. And just, well, he's like, well, listen, 20 years ago, we had no space program. JFK just says we're going to the moon.
Yeah.
And why didn't you know it? We go to the moon.
Right.
I say I want to be able to shoot a laser from space at a nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
That seems way easier than going to the moon.
Well, suddenly I'm a
we're-
crazy asshole.
Oh, I'm the asshole.
We're already in space. Come on.
Yeah, we
Exactly.
already have lasers
We have lasers and space.
and satellites. I don't see the problem.
Okay, Mr. President. Give me $17 billion. Okie dokie, it's the 80s. We're doing fine. Reaganomics. Agent Ralph Bundy, the CIA operative, had impersonated a reporter who went to the scene where the DEA agents were slaughtered, and was like, they were all just crushed with their bare hands.
Jeez.
And so he knew it was.
That is a lie. They were crushed with luggage.
Some of them were hit with luggage, wielded by bare hands.
Oh my
Wielded by
God,
bare
this
hands,
looks
yeah.
like injuries from a steamer trunk from 1920.
Oh, you can see the date, but it's backwards, indented in their forehead. So basically, the operative explains, like, Kuniev must have unleashed the beast. The KG beast, that is.
I was like, is
So,
that
like,
a
they know
metaphor?
them-
No, it's a literal guy. And the KG beast is technically cybernetically enhanced, whatever the F that means. He looks like a regular guy who just has muscles like everybody that Jim Aparo draws, but never mind that. The
He's
point
got
is,
robot parts.
He's got robot parts in there. I think they may have watched Rocky IV. Because if you recall in Rocky IV, you know, Ivan Drago has like steroids, but they also like imply that there might be some kind of like technology.
There's certainly technology associated with him.
Yes.
Very
so
closely.
it's not a bridge too far to imply in this DC universe
Yeah.
with a character who literally with a character who's literally called Cyborg. That you
Right.
could use cybernetic enhancements
Right.
within his own body.
Sure.
But
It's just we didn't think the Russians had that kind of technology at this point.
right.
My God.
But we'll have to use the crutch of fiction to make that happen. So anyway, they give you the backstory of the KG Beast, whose real name is Nyazev. Sorry, Russians. But he has a real name, and we never see his face, and the fact is no one's seen his face, and so he's a perfect operative. He can crush you with his bare hands. He mastered every gun ever, and no one's ever seen his face, so he can blend in anywhere.
Okay.
If no one's ever seen his face, you feel like that might be a distinguishing factor. Like, oh, there's a guy walking around with a mask. He must be the KGB.
Well, how do you blend in when you're wearing a freaking mask?
He doesn't wear the mask when he's blending in.
Oh.
He blends in.
Well,
so
then
he
people
gets-
blind
have
people
seen
have
his
seen his
face.
face.
everybody's seen his face.
But they don't associate that face.
They don't know what
with
his
the
face
operative
is.
known as the KGB.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that was hard to fucking circle. They attribute a few real crimes.
He's a ninja. He's wearing a ninja mask. There are shuriken in the background.
It's the 80s. G.I. Joe's very popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, ninjas.
Yeah.
Right?
There's gonna be some ninja stuff in there.
He's karate chopping a block of concrete.
Yeah.
He throws shuriken.
Yeah.
No, he is straight
He's
up
a master of all weapon styles and techniques.
Except we
He
never.
can also vanish by throwing a smoke cone on the ground.
He never uses swords.
The master of deception.
But he does use nunchuck. He uses almost all of the Ninja Turtles' weaponry.
Okay.
They attribute the actual murder of the Egyptian president Sadat to
yes.
to the great work of the KGB.
Okay.
I was like, that's kind of in poor taste. That's a real person.
Yeah, he like just
They'd be like, he murdered Martin Luther King Jr. Like, I think people
Oh.
get upset. Oh, yeah, that's too far. He is off the chain because Kuniev killed himself, and the Russians have no affiliation with him anymore.
Right.
But he was operating on his last program, which was he has a list of 10 people, all of whom are instrumental in getting Star Wars, not the movie, the space program, off the ground.
Okay.
No pun intended. And so so that's why the FBI, the CIA, and the GCPD are all involved, because everyone on that list also has some connection to or will physically be in Gotham City.
That's weird.
Oh, and the Beast has already killed 2 people on that list.
Oh.
Yeah. And Gordon's like, oh, when were you going to tell me? And the FBI is like, sorry.
It's need to know.
Yes.
just
He
found
does
out.
say, well, listen, you were on a need-to-know basis, and now you do need to know.
Right.
And we proceed to see how the Beast kills those 2 people who have, like, key roles to play.
Right, they're like scientists or whatever.
Yes, like one's a mathematician, one's a scientist, one's a like State Department head, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like, there's a congressional inspector who's crushed to death while he sleeps.
Well, he's suffocated.
He suffocated. And actually, the GCPD found his body and ruled it natural causes. And they're like, yeah, actually, he was like smothered.
Yeah, because mouth and nose, and he just like covers him up.
Exactly.
And it's just, I saw that, I was like, oh, that's a very normal death. The next one is insane.
No, I know. I love Terry Kavanagh's death. The Beast learned his commuting habits and the fact that he rode a motorcycle and then measured his exact height and tied some thick but still invisible to the naked eye twine from one end to the other across the road at the exact time that he knew that Kavanaugh always crests the hill and beheads this dude.
Like, you could have just shot him.
Yes, but these are also deliberate so that those who know of the Beast's work know he's on the case.
Why would you want people to know that?
Because it's all about shock and awe.
This is the great part. The first one, deemed natural causes. The second one, your head was decapitated while riding a motorcycle.
Yeah.
That is not natural
No.
causes.
Impossible to confuse for
They
natural
blame it on teenagers. They say that it was a prank gone wrong.
What's the prank?
I assume
Killing a dude.
beheading a dude.
It didn't go wrong.
Well, it went horribly wrong.
It went horribly. It was a prank gone right,
Yes.
or
They called it a misadventure. That's what they called
right.
it. But again,
I thought it was just gonna knock him off. It's unfortunate that blood doesn't like shoot up out of the torso.
it is. But he's just going too fast. We do see blood blasting out of his head.
That's viscera right there.
Yeah, from his head, but not from the neck.
No.
The neck is like
We're catching that moment right before.
See, the heart hasn't squeezed yet to shoot it out, but the head is like dripping
It's
due to gravity.
falling.
Yeah.
That
So-
explains it.
The FBI introduces a team that he's brought in of practically indistinguishable dudes. We meet Agent McDonald, Leonard, Perry, Stout, and Greeley. The joke, I guess, is that like they're FBI guys, so they all look the same
Right.
and have like clearly fake names. And Gordon's like, this is all you got. I feel like we might need to bring some people in. And the FBI guy's like, I think you're talking about Batman, and here's the deal. No. You can't just bring in a vigilante. No.
Right.
No. Like, first of all, we knew this was going to come up.
Yeah.
And that's why you were on a need-to-know basis in the first place. I swear to God, if you bring this Batman guy in, we're going to bring the State Department down on your head.
Why?
Because we don't even know who Batman is. Like he's not an authorized member of the United States government.
Yeah, we're not
Okay.
allowed to contract and work with him or give him credit.
Look, I'm not saying that he's gonna like work with your agents. I'm just saying I'm gonna let him know. and
Right.
He's gonna do his own
No,
thing. And we'll
no.
see who takes down KGB.
No, that's called interfering in a federal case.
Yes, that's what Gordon plans on doing, and that's what the FBI guy says.
Right.
And Batman is like, okay, well, I sense a long monologue about the dangers of vigilante justice. So you keep listening. I'm gonna go.
I'd love it if he's like,
awesome.
Robin, you turn that off right now.
I don't want to hear
never
it.
listen to that.
No, I love it because he's just like, I've heard it 1,000 times.
Yep.
Superman says this shit to me on a daily basis. I'm gonna go because they haven't reached out to Jason Green.
Superman's a vigilante.
No,
No.
he doesn't wear a mask.
He's still
seemingly-
not sanctioned by the
Here's the
government.
thing. Yes, he is.
Actually, yeah.
At that time?
At that time, yes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. This is a bootlegging, jackbooted
Thug.
thug for the State Department.
Yeah.
As is evidenced in A Death in the Family, where Reagan's like, oh, you're going to want to bring in that pointy-eared fellow of yours.
Yeah. Which, why don't they just get Superman on the job?
Seriously.
He could take down KG Beast in like a second.
Yes. But it's not a Superman story.
It's the same reason why Superman is never invited to Gotham. He's like, this is my city.
Yep.
Clark, leave it alone.
Yeah, I got this. Plus, they've only just met. Like a couple of years, like 86's Crisis.
Right.
Oh,
They're
yes,
still-
of course.
They're still kind of not quite friends.
Yeah.
So Batman's going to go save, or try to save the head of security on the SDI, Jason Green, who is a guy that Batman knows personally. Well, Wayne knows him.
He determines that he's the next target
Yes.
somehow.
And there were a list of like contacts or supposed targets, and two
Yes.
of them were already killed.
That's right. That's right. And
Were
he's
they
like,
killed in order?
more or less, or like more in order of importance.
Okay.
And they keep talking about like the last name on the list and how like we got to make sure we get this nipped in the bud before the 10th name on the list is executed by the Beast. Also, 10 Knights of the Beast, 10 people that the Beast has to kill.
Okay.
So, you know.
Okay, 10 Knights of the Beast, sure, but that guy who rode the motorcycle was killed in the morning. That's all I'm saying.
Bullshit, this book. Jason Green is attacked by the KG Beast. He has revealed the KG Beast's costume. You know, we actually did Robin 3 Cry of the Huntress when we had a Batman-centric version of back
Yes.
issues. And the KG Beast, I feel like he looks really dope in that book. When he's introduced, he looks less dope.
You mean like a gimp from Pulp
Fiction? Yeah.
Oh.
The shorts were a bad idea.
Those aren't shorts.
No.
That's underwear.
Yeah, he's wearing trunks.
He's
Also-
wearing a Speedo.
What is that vest thing?
Okay, the vest thing he does carry over, but it's to show how fucking awesome he is. You know, if you got it, flaunt it.
Yeah, but why would he wear it? Is what
You know, it's again, it's
Just
all
go
about
shirtless.
intimidation.
Again, you're not going to be able to touch me.
Right.
So it doesn't matter if I'm wearing armor.
Yes. And look at how jacked I am.
Look at my muscles.
Look at my sexy muscles. And while I don't know this at the time, you know, because I'm a character in fiction, I'm a character in fiction. I have to have a costume.
Right.
I have to look cool.
distinct.
Like I have to have a
yeah.
cool mask. Like we saw it earlier, and like, you know, that was a ninja mask. Everybody's got that.
Yeah.
But like now, it's the KG Beast mask.
I've been unleashed. I can get a little bit theatrical.
Yes, I'm going to Gotham. Why not? When in
Yeah.
Rome, right?
I love all the weapons on his belt.
Yes, nunchucks, shurikens, clips, guns.
Yep.
He's got like
Spiked brass knuckles.
spiked brass knuckles, which he uses to kill Jason Green.
Oh, so Batman
Spoilers.
fails.
He does, but Batman doesn't know it.
He's pointing a gun at him, and then instead of shooting him, he just backhands him with the spiked glove.
I assume he got the gun out first, saw what a lack of a challenge it was, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have some fun."
I assumed it's like, don't move or I'll shoot you.
Right, man.
Bam.
So Batman arrives at Green's place just a few minutes too late. The Beast is there. The Beast throws Jason Green off the roof, and
Why? You've already killed him!
because Batman doesn't know that Green is dead. And in
Right.
fact, you as the reader don't either, but I spoiled it, unfortunately. But the point
Right.
is, it's not necessarily about that. It's about watching Batman desperately try to save Green and expose his humanity. Look at how many pages and panels it takes for Batman to stop Green from
Yeah.
falling and also keep himself from dying. It is at least 3 pages of Batman
Yeah.
trying to not kill himself to save Green, only to find out it was all in vain. Green's been dead the whole damn time.
Yeah.
But it's
Oof.
cool.
That is cool. Because, like, in reality, it is very hard to save somebody who's plummeting from the top of a building.
Right.
From hitting something so hard that they
Yeah,
die.
like Batman
It's
fling.
called grapple gun.
He throws himself off the grapple gun, which he was using to get there in the first place, because he wasn't going to catch Green in time. He does catch Green. He catches the flagpole that he knew was there because he memorized the city. But he's going 120 feet per second, and it's too fast, and he's carrying too much weight, so he just has to like kind of maneuver his body so it's not necessarily that he's
trapeze
stopping.
himself.
Trapeze, yeah. Then land on a telephone wire, catch it, it breaks. He smashes himself against a wall. He catches himself with his feet. Like it's this amazing display. And then he finally slowed his descent enough to then land on a car, which he tries to maneuver so he's underneath Green.
Right.
So he perfectly protects a corpse.
Right. It's a lot like it's a more complex version
Of the fall from Dark Knight when he
yeah.
saves Rachel.
Yeah, and it's like he just barely saves her, and he has to like take a crushing blow
Exactly.
on top of a car to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Gordon and Bundy are having a like Deep Throat-esque clandestine walk through Gotham City Park where Batman and Robin arrive. Batman was brought because Gordon invited him, but doesn't know that Bundy's there. And he's like, "What's this guy doing here?" And Bundy's like, "I'm in on the Batman thing."
Look, the FBI might
I
have
agree.
a problem
We
with
need
you.
Batman.
Batman's
You
got
are
a problem.
useful.
Well, the CIA is not against using outside contractors.
Right. Right.
So Bundy introduces to Batman another player in this. It's basically just how Beast manages to get anything done, and it's his Iranian assistant, Solari. And
see.
Batman is like, "Why is an Iranian helping a Russian?" And Bundy's like, "Maybe he wants a crack at the last name on the list."
I was hoping it was just like, does it matter?
Right? Who cares?
Are you that pedestrian that nations can't work together?
Right? Yeah. What? I don't know. Batman's plugged in politically. He's like, they wouldn't work together. It doesn't
Right.
make any sense
They-
ideologically speaking.
Right.
Well, but they're not after it for ideologies. They're doing it for money, man.
No, the KG Beast is not doing it for money. He's doing it because he is like programmed by his government.
yeah.
His government's gone soft. Gorbachev is making deals and stuff. No, we're gonna take down Star Wars and leave America defenseless. That's the plan. Solari
Maybe as
manages.
defenseless as the Soviet Union is, since they don't have a Star Wars program.
Oh yeah, that's right. We'll equal the playing field because
Right.
Star Wars is
Yes.
sure to be successful.
Right.
So Solari manages to kill another name on the list.
So Solari is Iranian.
Yes.
And he wants a crack at the last name on the list.
Right.
Right.
Is it the president?
Yeah, I was like, it's got to be Reagan.
It's Reagan. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, it's Bruce Wayne. What does that
Oh.
matter and connect to?
yeah.
It turns out we're
Iran.
major
Wayne's
suppliers.
offsetting the budget for the Star Wars program.
Well, Wayne is so rich that like they're
Yeah.
like, oh, we don't need to invest in foreign oil.
No, we have Bruce Wayne. So Batman is wondering like how it is that the Beast has managed to stay one step ahead of them.
Right.
And
How
so
is he beating me?
Right.
I'm Batman.
Well, also, how is he getting like access to information? Like once we got the list, like we know who to protect, and yet these people are still dying on our watch. There must be a mole. And he's like, it could be the Russian who set this whole up in the first place. It could be a mole in the CIA or the FBI or
Right.
Gordon's unit. Batman's money is on
logical conclusion.
Yeah, Batman's money's on the Russian.
Okay.
It's a logical conclusion. As it turns out, the KG Beast just gets a full night's sleep.
Yes.
Drinks his OJ.
Right?
Has
Has
a
a
full
full
He's
breakfast
just really
in the morning.
effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
He just
Russian
makes
is,
a good use of his time.
Right.
The Russian is plausible because it could be all part of a plot
Yes.
where it's like, well, the Americans will see what's happening and will organize to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
But if I ingratiate myself with them, then I can get the intel on what they're doing so
Yes.
that we can.
And I have
counter it.
deniability.
And I can
Yes.
kind of try and manipulate them into doing the wrong thing.
Yes.
Right.
Kind
right.
of like the Hunt for Red October.
Yes.
Yes.
The
The
so
next
that's Batman's theory.
Yes, that's right. The next person they're trying to find is a mathematician who's a woman who's shacking up with some dude, and they can't get either of them on the phone.
Oh.
The Beast breaks into their house while they're sleeping, and he poisons their orange juice. So when the GCPD finally tracks them down, they're both dead. The Beast is also not afraid of collateral damage.
Right.
I love, by the way, there's a vision of Batman and Robin talking about this over breakfast. Batman is wearing his Batman costume, but without the cowl, and they're clearly having like frosted flakes and eggs. And I just love the vision of like Batman just on the phone with Commissioner Gordon getting the heads up about the dead mathematician while having breakfast that Alfred is serving alongside like a 15-year-old boy
In the
Awesome.
bat suit.
in the bat suit.
Just a slice of life.
right? It's a day in the life of Batman is what I do.
This is the skin I'm most comfortable
I
with.
shouldn't be wearing these gloves.
Yeah. What?
I have to be wearing these gloves. I have to be good at everything I do in these gloves.
That's true. Yeah, I need to be able to manipulate a fork.
Every
That's a
time.
good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
The more I wear them, the more proficient I become with them.
That's right. There's going to be a Republican convention at the Excelsior Hotel in Gotham City. These people, of course, any of the congressional people or politicians refuse to change any of their schedules or leave.
Yeah.
Which, of course,
I'm not scared of the KGBs.
Right.
The
Yeah,
You
FBI will
understand,
take care of that.
Right.
If I change my plans, that makes me and my country look weak.
right. They don't even bother to show that bullshit. They just
Right.
tell.
I'm untouchable.
They just go. Like they go to the convention anyway.
Yep.
And so Gordon and the
I have to
FBI
go to
and
the
the CIA are
convention.
there.
I'm gonna get laid and do drugs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna raise all kinds of money for from special interests.
Well, let's
to
hope.
support my campaign.
Let's hope it's a red letter day and I get to do both. So
You probably will.
everyone at the convention center dies because
What?
the KG Beast or Solari poisoned the soup, killed their target and the 100+ people at the Republican convention.
What?
Yeah.
Who poisoned the soup?
Okay,
Yeah. Gordon bum rushes into the kitchen,
And he's too late.
and he's too late, and the guy slipped out, and Batman's there.
Bad soup, stop.
No, everyone just falls into the soup.
I was gonna say this is like interesting because it's almost like the later story with the Joker and Iran, except like it's not quite as extreme. But like, okay, now it's getting there.
It is, yes.
Like, okay, he just killed a room full of like highly like visible
Yep.
political people.
Yes,
and
and
like
that-
rich people and stuff.
And this is Beast's little signature, being like, none of you are safe.
Right. Okay, now Superman would get involved. Like, I'm sorry, there's no way the government is not gonna flex Superman at this point.
I agree, but they don't.
Okay.
They should.
Yeah, I could understand like it's like 2 or 3 people getting killed here. We're not gonna. Superman's got other shit to do.
Right.
They may be high-profile people, but at the
Yeah.
same time, like, we can kind of keep this story under wraps if it's just 1 or 2 here and there.
They are trying to keep it under wraps, but like it's over 100 people in this in this
Yeah,
hotel.
like,
They're-
that's-
they can't keep
that's
a lid on
it.
that.
It's over. It's
But
out.
the State Department doesn't know how to call Superman.
Oh.
I think you just yell, "Hey, Superman," and he'll hear you.
Well, that's
yeah.
true. Yeah, and if Reagan does it, I guess he'll
Superman,
come by.
we need you.
Yeah.
Where are you, Superman?
And
You're
it's
our
like
only hope.
he's not going to do that every time.
No, I guess not. They could kidnap Lois and put her in danger,
They don't
and then he'll
know.
show up.
Well, that's
oh, that's
true.
right. They don't know about Lois.
Yeah. So Solari tries to get into the van that the KG Beast has procured to get out of there. Batman arrives. The KG Beast bursts out of the van and shoots at Batman. While the Beast shoots at Batman, Solari makes his escape and gets into the van and drives the KG Beast away. There's some fun internal monologue for Batman where he talks about like what gun the Beast is using, how many bullets that gun has, how long it takes to change clips, how long he has until he will run out of bullets, and how long it takes to like change clips, which is like that's some fun Batman stuff.
Yeah, yeah. He's so prepared. He's prepared for. He knows every weapon type and everything about it in order to like time his actions.
He's studied.
Right, and he makes his plans around that.
That's how he's able to be Batman. He's just
Exactly.
way more prepared than you will ever be willing to make yourself.
Right, and that's why you're not Batman.
And that's why there isn't a Batman.
Yeah.
Why no one will be Batman.
You think you could be Batman? No one can be that prepared.
That's right.
It's not that it's impossible. It's just that it's so much goddamn work.
Yeah.
No real person would go through.
Well, because the allure of Batman is fun and cool, and there's nothing fun or cool about any of the work it takes to become Batman.
Right,
By
right.
the time you actually got there, you might as well just like get a job.
Yes.
So Batman tries to maneuver on the truck. The truck makes a hasty getaway. He knows that all he has to do is like turn the truck, and he's got them. So he's trying to make his way up to the front. The Beast knows that Batman cares about people, so they
Right.
just drive the truck directly at a school bus full of children. Batman's like, God damn it! Like,
Come on.
school bus full of kids. So he reaches into the wheel, he cuts the wheel.
Damn it, Gotham!
Yeah, manages to save the children, but he, of course, is thrown off the van
Yeah.
for his trouble.
Yep.
And Robin arrives, the Batmobile, and Batman's like, the Beast shot up some of my suit. I'm going to need a new cape and cowl. Like, he's really worried about appearances. And I love that
No,
because
I can't look ragged.
I can't look ragged.
Yeah.
I need them to think I'm fucking invincible.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't let fucking Joker or Penguin see that I can take any damage.
Yeah,
at all.
well, and this is the first time Batman's taken, like, much damage at all. The Beast is a formidable foe.
And it's not even to him, it's the costume.
Yes. So Batman's like, I think it's the feds. I think because the feds don't like me, but Bundy is cool with us, so I'm gonna blame the feds on this one. Plus, there's too many people. So Batman blames Parker from the FBI because Parker's a dick,
right.
and Bundy's been cool.
Right. And even if it wasn't Parker brought in like 8 people, so it could have been one of those people.
Yes. Well, he's not sure about Parker or the Russian.
Ah, okay.
And by the way, I'm only calling him the Russian because his name is Yevtushenko, and I don't want to say that all the time.
Yeah.
And because I just butchered it right now.
Right.
And there's only one significant Russian character besides the KG Beast.
Can we talk about this Batmobile for just a hot second?
Yeah, see, we can talk about the Batmobile of 1988.
You
Yeah,
mean like the Corvette?
Is that what? Oh, it's got the symbol on the front. Okay.
Yeah, it's his head.
It's got the bat head on the front. It's a little
But
different than I remember the
it's
bat
not-
head being.
Yeah.
It's not the classic Batmobile where it's like
not the 40s.
front of the car where it's facing out.
It's not like a
on the
plate
hood.
No.
fixed to the front. It's a painting.
Yeah, they
on the
painted
hood.
on there,
Yeah.
yes. The Batmobile will change all the time throughout history. This one has a toy counterpart. So that's probably why they're pushing it so hard.
Still a convertible.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got the bat symbol hubcaps, which I like.
I do
And
like
it's got
that too.
the bat ears on the back of the
back.
car like
Yeah.
fins.
Yeah, that's just hot. You know, that's a
Yeah.
holdover probably from '66 Batman.
That's like classic Cadillac. Right?
Exactly.
It's kind of crazy, actually, because this is still just like a souped-up regular car.
Yes.
But in Batman '89, we
That's
get like
when they
this
go.
spaceship car.
Yes.
Which is clearly not even close to a real car.
No.
But it was only like 1 year after this.
Right.
So like that's quite a jump.
It is. You know, the Batmobile has always been just like a car that you could drive that is just kind of modded.
Yeah.
It's only until '89 where they went like, let's go nuts.
Yeah, it's Tim Burton.
Let's turn it into something else. Like,
Yeah.
and I think I remember them talking about how it'll just be an engine. Like,
Yeah.
it's just an engine
Just an
with
engine.
a chair in it.
Yep.
And
It's more like a rocket than it is a car.
Exactly. Then that's why
It's
they
a
put
land
the-
rocket.
Yeah, that's right. He can't even make turns. He has to fire a grappling hook and
it's-
hook onto a lamppost in order to make a fucking.
What's so
left
silly
turn.
is
Tight
like
turn, sure.
y-
Yeah.
you don't see him really going that fast in
Oh,
the movie
no.
for the most part.
Well, that's because
Like,
he's
maneuvering
driving on a
city streets.
soundstage.
Well, yeah, that too. But it's like, why would you even need to in a city? There's like traffic and stuff.
Oh,
Like
I
you can't
agree.
really go that fast in a straight line at any point.
No, I agree
Why
with
would you have a car like that?
Well, yes. Interestingly enough, the comics don't really go in the direction of the movies. The movies will only get more and more elaborate and
Yeah,
ornate with
like
the car.
ludicrous,
The
yeah.
comics are like, no, it's a car. I have to draw this shit.
Yeah, I don't build it once and then film it. I have to keep drawing
Except
it.
for Sean Gordon Murphy, who's like, oh, an opportunity to draw the '89 Batmobile. Done. How about 12 more? That dude loves cars, but he also loves motorcycles and engines and stuff. So he's like, ooh, an opportunity to draw something friggin' dope that I'd like to ride.
Yeah, engineering and mechanically inclined. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Listen.
I can't even draw a fucking bicycle, let alone
Well, that's
a car.
true. Yeah. Actually, that's hard to draw a bicycle. That's like a challenge to draw a bicycle from memory. Hot take, I don't really care for the Batmobile. I think the Batmobile is a hindrance. And this is pre-Arkham Knight, where the Batmobile ruined the game. But no, I love the Batmobile in concept. I love seeing it. My favorite Batmobile is probably the 1966 TV series Batmobile because nothing else is like it, and you can goddamn drive the thing. It's real, but it's also
It's an actual car.
and you know what it is? I love
can drive all of
I
them.
like the red and black color scheme. Yeah, you can drive most of them.
Yeah, they're not street legal, but they can be driven.
You can't drive the bullet version of the '89 Batmobile from Batman Returns.
What?
I only know that because
because that's a train.
I've seen them all in person, and I asked the curator of every Batmobile from Warner Brothers about it. He's like, no, they just pull it with ropes.
Yeah.
But all the other ones can drive.
Yep, they all have
Every
an
other
engine.
Batmobile.
You can't have a vehicle this wide and drive it.
What are you talking about?
I mean,
you can.
If it's a motorcycle, sure.
I mean, it's just a motorcycle with some shit on it. I mean, in theory, but they didn't want to do that because they were literally shooting it on like a soundstage.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, it's in the movie for like 30 seconds, like
Exactly.
collectively. There's no reason to make it.
but it is a
functional.
toy you can buy. Honestly, but I don't really see the appeal of the Batmobile. Like, I get the appeal of it in concept, but I don't see it aiding Batman much.
My
I think it's
favorite
just gotten too
Batmobile.
big.
Well, it's too big, and like he
Like, it's
needs
just
to
like
maneuver through a city.
Every single time with the Batmobile, like it's just a car,
Well,
guys.
it's a city. Have you ever driven more than 25 miles per hour in New York City?
Yes.
Like, maybe it's the Spider-Man in me, but like I feel like if you can swing from a rope over the city, you don't need a car.
Yeah, it's as the crow flies. It's much faster.
Exactly.
And
Plus,
that
he's
makes
got
sense.
the plane.
But
And he's got a plane
Just use
and
the
a
plane.
boat.
And a boat.
I love animated series Batmobile.
Obviously, the best.
Absolutely
one of the
my
best
favorite.
one. Yes, easily.
And I think it's because it stands out from the rest of that universe. That universe is stuck in 1960.
Yeah, 19 whatever.
50
yeah.
something or other.
Yeah.
Black and white
20,
TVs, but they have computers.
But the
yeah.
Batmobile is sleek and modern.
Yes, it's also like I think it's like a perfection of the '89 Batmobile. Same kind of like overall shape and construction.
Yeah, it's long. It's got this insane engine and
Yeah.
power to it, but it's
yeah.
better.
The TAS Batmobile also has the best engine sound. They nailed it, and I think that's just I don't know, but I think it's probably a hodgepodge of sounds, like the shotgun in Terminator 2 when Arnold shoots that gun. It is not a shotgun.
Right.
it is a combination of like a cannon and a bunch of other things. Like Chewie is like a seal and a lion and stuff.
Yeah, the T-Rex in Jurassic Park.
But the TAS Batmobile, that engine roar, I don't even like cars, and I think that's dope.
Well, so it stands to reason you'd like one that's not real.
Naturally. There you have it. Well, except for the one that is definitively
Well, except for
real.
that one, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
See, I think your problem with the Batmobile not being practical could be addressed if it simply had the abilities of Inspector Gadget's car.
Right, where
Because
it could
the
turn
legs
into a
could,
van or
telescope
go up.
and it could like drive around traffic and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Just go up above it.
Right. Yeah, like Benny the Cab or Inspector Gadget. I feel like that's not nearly as realistic as I want my Batman to be. I want that element of fantasy, but
What about the one that's a bridging vehicle from the Nolan movies, where it can just jump over the traffic?
that's okay. I have no real complaints about it, except for the fact that like it doesn't look like a Batmobile.
Yeah, no, it's a tank.
It's a tank. It looks like the Dark Knight Returns Batmobile, which
Yes.
again is not a car.
Right, it's not a Batmobile.
No,
it's
it's
a Bat
battle
tank.
vehicle.
Like,
Yeah.
can he drive it on roads? Sure. Does that make it a car?
No.
You know, if I'm in a wheelchair, am I a car? Like, no. The Tumbler is not a car.
No.
I do like its
Hashtag not a
motorcycle, though.
Oh yeah, that is cool.
When it blasted out of there, and it does that moment where it like does the K-turn up the wall.
Yeah, it's like.
Not only did I love that, but there's a moment. It's one of the only reasons why I like the theater, because I hate going to the theater with people. They're just the worst.
People are just the worst.
Yes, but
Wait, we were there.
oh no, yeah.
You monster.
Oh,
But like when that.
I stand by what I said.
Here's the thing: you never know what people are gonna like do or how they're gonna react. But like when it went up the wall and then people went, oh, like legitimately, people were shocked enough
Whoa.
to audibly gasp, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that's cool.
Yeah.
And it's cool because I did have a react. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
but I didn't go, wow. But some
did
guy
up
did
here.
for me.
Yeah. That's a fun experience.
Yes, and I have like 4 or 5 of those in my head of like where I was in the theater and someone comically yelled, I think I'm one of them. So Gordon's not telling Parker anything. And he's like, what the fuck, man?
Mm-hmm.
And Gordon's like, sorry, I put the next name into protective custody and there's nothing you can do about it. See, you're on a need-to-know basis.
Ooh,
And he's like,
but that's my line.
he goes, think you're pretty funny, don't you, Gordon? Bundy is meeting with the Russian because he's CIA and he can like talk to the liaison from the Russian government.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just debating nuclear powers. They're literally just talking. They're having a debate about like the viability and the legality of Star Wars.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
And Gordon like comes in, sees them doing that, and then leaves.
Nope.
So are they talking about the treaty, or they're talking about like more just the?
It's more of a-
the implication, the wider implications. Well, if you build a nuclear shield,
yeah, they're talking
like
about
then you're
that.
invincible, and then what's to stop you from just nuking us?
Yes.
And
They're talking
also,
about-
like, what's to stop them from designing nukes that can get her through your shield?
Yeah, well then it's just a new arms race.
Yes.
Like now I'm gonna
That's
have to
right.
like
Yeah, no.
design my nukes to get around your shield. It's pointless. It's just wasting everyone's time and
And
money.
the Russian is advocating for disarmament
Right.
as opposed to escalation.
Right, like the answer is not to build impenetrable defenses
No,
that can never be done.
It's to give up the nukes.
Yeah, it's just stop building them and
Yeah.
get rid of them.
And I love that because that also absolves the Russian. Like the fact that he believes in disarmament
Right.
suggests that he's not at the helm of the beast.
Right.
So it's like,
But it's a
thank
lie.
you.
He's like,
No.
disarmament for you. We're going to keep a
Right.
couple safe.
Jim Starlin is not that much of a hack. It's just like it's
Yeah.
breadcrumbs to show you and help you like along your journey.
Right.
So then
So it wasn't the Russian.
no.
Yeah.
That's right. But then you see on the streets of Gotham, someone you can't see tells Solari everything they just said. Like, here's what the cops are up to. Meanwhile, we see Batman start interrogating at least 4 or 5 different people throughout Gotham that are informants about the Russian and Solari, about the Beast and Solari, and like who might be on the take. He's just shaking down every informant he can.
Right.
And it's great because it's basically what Batman referred to Robin as research. We're gonna do a little research. And so
the smile on Robin's face as he lassos that guy and pulls him up
yes.
is amazing.
Yeah, Jason Todd loves getting his hands dirty. Jason Todd also, I think, murdered a dude around this time. So,
Oh.
yeah, but Batman wasn't there.
Oh.
And when Batman asked what happens, he said, he fell.
He fell.
He's not fucking guilty. The Beast bought a bazooka.
Jesus.
And he's like, okay. And Robin says, a little research does go a long way, doesn't it, Batman? Ha ha ha. So Batman assumes the Beast knows where their next target is, and he knows that he's using a bazooka. So he knows that he has to be a certain distance away from the location. So they set up dummies in the location. The Beast knows that like he's kind of exposed and that it looks suspicious. Like there's a curtain open. There's only one person guarding the target.
They're not moving.
Yeah, but the Beast is like, but this is still a peach of a shot. I can't not do it.
Right.
So he fires, he blows it up, and Batman's like, nah, all you did was destroy a hotel. Like, he did ruin the room.
Right.
And probably a lot more than that, but let's not get into the collateral damage thereof.
Right.
Yeah, and he woke the neighbors next door who were going to complain.
Yeah.
What if he'd
They're
missed?
having a party.
What if he'd shot a nearby apartment by mistake?
Well, he's too good to make
He's the
mistakes.
KG Beast.
that's
He's not going
right.
to miss.
That's right. He's also mastered every weaponry.
Right.
So then Batman
What
fights
if-
the Beast.
What if he knew it was a setup
Well,
and intentionally targeted
that's the thing is-
another room so then Batman would go have to try to save
Another
those
bus
people?
full of kids.
Yeah.
No, the Beast assumes it's a trick, but only when he gets there.
Ah, okay.
And even then, he's like, well, I can't.
What if
risk
it's not a trick?
What if I'm not? Yeah. So Batman and the Beast fight, and the Beast starts kicking the shit out of Batman.
Oh, shit.
But
He's a
because
super soldier.
yes, but because this was a sting, the Beast assumes that Batman has backup coming. So he only kicks Batman his ass a little bit, and then he makes his escape. And as Batman
Yeah,
engages,
to not get caught.
yes. So Batman chases the Beast, and the Beast makes his escape. And as the Beast starts making headway further and further from Batman, he realizes that Batman's alone. So he does stand his ground. He starts whipping knives at Batman. Batman dodges most of them, realizes he's not fast enough to move his head out of the way of one, and takes a knife in the arm.
Oh, wow.
On the wrist, really.
Yeah.
That's still painful.
Oh yeah, Batman takes a lot of lumps in this one.
Yeah.
But his mentality is, well, if the Beast can do it, so can I. He is incorrect.
Yeah, but he is like cybernetically enhanced.
Yeah, but I'm Batman though. So
Fair.
Shouldn't he just be able to be whipping batarangs at him?
yeah, he doesn't really rely on the batarangs too much in this. I don't know why. And in fact, Batman doesn't use batarangs at all in this. He uses grapple hooks and he uses darts.
Darts.
Yeah, I think it's because they're laced with a sedative of some kind. But the Beast has the strength. I love it. Earlier in the story, they say that the Beast has the strength of 4 men.
Oh.
And then Batman thinks in his mind that dart has enough poison to take down 2 men. And I'm like, well, you got 2
men.
more to go.
Oh God, I only took down half of him.
Specifically
He is
specified that
exactly
you're
4
mathematically
men
short.
more strong than he has the capabilities of stopping.
You just should have used 2 darts.
Yes.
That would have been just enough.
Exactly.
You always go 3 darts.
Yeah, just as many darts as you have in your arsenal. This dude is built bigger than you. Just use all the darts.
No, that could kill him.
Yeah,
Won't
good.
Do it.
So
Is there a line about how like I shot him with a dart, it didn't take him down, but he's slowed, and even still I can't beat him.
no.
He's just
It's
not
just,
slowed.
It's just he isn't slowed, and
Yeah.
Batman's like, shh. Instead of that, it's just fuck.
Wait, are these the right darts?
Right.
Hang on, stab. Oh yes, they are.
So Beast just throws himself off a building. He goes for like a telephone line.
Hmm.
Batman does the same thing because he thinks he could do it. He misses,
Uh-oh.
but he's like, I've done this 1,000,000 times. He uses the grapple and he like just gently descends, but it's enough time for the Beast to escape. And he's like, shit.
Well, here's the thing. He would have made the line had the Beast not grabbed it
And pulled it out of his
bent
way.
it and pulled it out of the way.
Yeah.
See?
Right.
See, that's
the beast
why.
the beast is don't underestimate it.
That's right. That's right. New awesome villain. And we're seeing Batman like go toe to toe with someone of equal strength. It's rare to see.
Yeah.
Unless they're like a crocodile man. So Bundy and the next name, they get on a jet from Gotham International Airport, and the Beast uses a Stinger missile and takes out the entire plane.
Oh shit, Bundy's dead?
Yeah,
All right, wasn't Bundy either.
exactly.
Never mind.
So
I'm
Batman,
out with CIA.
So Batman meets with Gordon, and he's like, "Well, it wasn't you, so it's got to be the FBI. It's got to be Parker.
Yep.
Too bad that Bundy and the General are dead.
Yeah.
That sucks." And Gordon's like, "Yep, he's killed 7 out of the fucking 10 people.
Yeah. Well, we've already failed colossally.
This is a complete failure.
Yep.
There's no other way to look at this.
It's
than
not a
disaster.
complete failure.
Yeah, it's
We're
not
still-
100%.
Yeah, we're still at only 70% failure.
Yeah, only
We're
70%
2/3
failed.
failures.
Yeah. Oof.
So Batman still assumes that the Russian is involved or the FBI guy. There's still 2 names on this list of people who could be the mole. So Parker went to the mayor and he complained about Gordon involving Batman. And so they're going to change their plans. So Batman and Robin have like a debate about which one is the leak, whether it's the Russian or Parker, because Parker was, in his time, a member of the Students for a Democratic Society, which is like the 1960s equivalent of the formation of what would be called today the far left.
Yeah, they're still a thing.
Yeah, it's a collegiate organization that was started like during the Vietnam War to protest the Vietnam War.
Yeah. Right.
And Batman's like, a lot of people will remember that. Like,
Right.
don't judge a person just because they did that.
Right.
Especially a college student.
Especially Bruce Wayne.
Well, what is Robin's argument that?
That basically that's where like domestic radicals come from.
Like he would have incentive to want these Star Wars people eliminated.
Yes.
Okay.
And Batman's like, eh.
And that they would also have the means to do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's an organization. They have a name with letters.
Right.
Like.
Yeah. Batman's like,
capable of
association is not
anything.
guilt.
Yeah.
Which I really like that. But Batman's like, this guy's, he worked with the KGB before they like dissolved it. There's no way it's not this guy.
Right.
And they moved the next name into a hotel. They cleared the floor. Batman is impersonating a cop.
Oh.
Along with Parker and Gordon as they
Okay.
sweep the hallway. Batman, as the cop, notices that one of the handles, the handle that the other name on the list is behind, is different from all the other knobs on the floor. And he's like,
shit.
get down! And he moves everybody away. The door explodes.
Wow.
And both the congressman and his aide are no more.
Wow. So they failed again.
Failed again. Yeah,
He pulls off the human mask and it's the Batman cowl underneath again.
that's right.
No!
Well, it's only the top half.
That's amazing.
Still has ears.
They bend.
Wait, so this is a world in which Batman can make like perfect
Yes.
fake faces?
Yeah, he's always been able to do
I
that.
didn't know that.
Over
yeah.
his cowl.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, over the cowl. Okay,
Yes.
whatever.
They're rubber or whatever. They just go like, bling.
Yeah, but that guy's face would have to be fucking huge.
Yeah.
I mean, like, dude, why is your head so fucking big?
Yeah. He has high hair.
Don't make fun of me.
How does the mouth work? Is it a
Oh,
mouth
that's-
over the
no,
top
that's-
of Batman's
yeah,
mouth? Or
I
it
think the
blends
mask goes down
seamlessly
to
into-
here.
Okay.
Like it covers his nose.
Right.
But it's his
then,
mouth.
And then there's just, how do they do those edges, though?
He's really
Those edges
good.
would have to be perfect.
I know, he's an excellent makeup artist. Maybe Alfred did it. Alfred was in the theater.
Right.
And Alfred does a lot of theatrical things in this issue.
Hmm.
So Congressman's dead. They got to move the senator. They grab him. They move him. Parker insists on taking the elevator. Batman's like, what?
Yeah, the elevator, you never take the
You
elevator.
never take the elevator. And he's
There's
like,
something saying don't take the
That's in
elevator.
case of a fire.
right, it's my show. So they shove everybody into the elevator. Parker asks one of his like 6 men that he included in this thing, McDonald. He goes, "Aren't you coming?" And McDonald's like, "No, I got to make sure the hallway's secure. Have a good ride. Bye."
You have to make sure the hallway's...
It blew
No
up!
one's in the hallway
There's
anymore.
nothing
Right,
there.
there's corpses.
Okay, so it's this guy.
Yeah, so the elevator stops. Batman's like, we're all gonna die. Parker, you're a moron. Jumps up. And as he's climbing through the top of the elevator, a cinder block falls through the ceiling of the elevator and crushes the aide to the senator in the head.
What?
Yeah, the KGB's at the top of the shaft, like 15 floors up, just dropping cinder blocks because there's construction going on upstairs.
Oh my
Oh, it's not just one
God.
cinder block. It's multiple cinder blocks that are coming
he's
at them.
He's just tossing them.
Oh my God.
So
Okay.
Batman, yeah, literally that. And so Batman just desperately climbs up the shaft, trying to reach the Beast.
Right. Because he
And-
can't do anything about these falling cinder
Right.
blocks.
Meanwhile, Gordon's like calling his people downstairs, like, "I'm trapped in the elevator. You gotta get to the 15th floor. You gotta stop this guy. He's throwing fucking cinder blocks at us."
Oh, you could just
Jesus.
hit the stop button, get off the next floor.
It's already
No, it's
stopped.
stopped. It's
been
stopped between
stopped.
floors. They can't get out. Yeah.
So Batman starts making his way up, and each time he's climbing up, like another cinder block falls. He's
Yep.
like, "Shit."
I just gotta watch these things fall.
Right. So Batman, he counts the bullets that are fired by
Yeah.
the gun that the Beast is firing. He takes one in the shoulder.
So Beast is like throwing a cinder block and then like
Then shooting.
firing and then
Yeah, exactly.
trying to throw a cinder
Chucks
block.
another. So Batman throws his darts. He hits the Beast in like the head and the hand, which disarms the Beast from firing his gun.
Yeah. Okay. Finally, Batman does something effective.
While the Beast has now been disarmed, the GCPD have made their way upstairs. They engage him. The Beast grabs a fire axe nearby and slaughters them all.
Wow.
Batman makes his way up. It was slower because his shoulder was taken out.
Yeah.
And he follows the Beast to the roof, where the Beast uses the fire axe to descend from one roof to another.
Yeah, to
using
grapple
line.
on a wire.
Exactly. Batman goes down the line after him, and he sees the Beast didn't decide to run. The Beast's like, uses the axe, and he's hitting the rope trying to break it. But it's pretty tense stuff, so Batman's like, fuck. So he grabs some plastique, he hits the end of his rope, it
so
burns
he
the
can
rope,
swing.
and then he swings his way out, and he's got enough slack. He whip cracks the rope as it's slack. It wraps around the Beast's hand,
Whoa.
and then he pins the Beast's arm against the building and holds himself aloft via the Beast. And he's like, all I have to do is wait. I've got him.
Yeah.
Like, he can't leave. So the Beast grabs the axe and chops his own hand off,
Oh, shit.
which is another holy shit moment.
Yes, holy shit, what the fuck?
Yeah, Beast
Wait a
is
minute.
dedicated.
Just cut the rope!
We already established the rope's tough to cut.
It's tough to cut, but you just keep swinging, man.
He only had to hit it with one chop to get his hand off. And he manages to escape he managed to save himself enough time to keep himself from getting caught by the cops.
So, wow.
But he's so pissed.
That was your call.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were even going to do that.
No,
you can't.
dude.
That is not on me.
No. And then Bundy appears and he's like, haha, I made it too. And the other guy.
What?
Yeah,
Was it a decoy?
It was a
plane?
decoy. I mean, the plane was real.
Who was
It really
flying
blew
it?
up.
Yeah, well, that pilot's dead.
It was piloted by remote control.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sure it was.
So they sent.
Liar.
They
That
sent.
was Bundy's plan or
Yeah,
Batman's
that was
plan?
Bundy and Batman's plan.
Oh, okay.
So they send General back to Washington, and Batman's like, well, then that only leaves the one name left. And he's coming here anyway, despite our warnings and the fact that he absolutely shouldn't be doing that, but he doesn't listen to anybody except
Wait,
himself.
did the senator die in the elevator?
No.
Oh.
No,
So they saved the senator and they saved the general.
They were like, we only saved the one guy. We're batting 1,000. And Bundy's like, oh, I made it too. And the general made it. So there's
Right.
3.
Well, Bundy was on the list?
No, but, it's chalk it up for a win. You know, he was
I would
supposed
have died, though.
to- Right.
He tried to kill me by trying to kill the general.
Exactly.
So we're counting that as a defeat for the KGBs. Another
Yes.
defeat for the KGBs.
So Batman's like, and now we know now all we have to do is figure out how to keep the KG Beast from assassinating President Ronald Reagan. And It's
Right.
like, that's the reveal of the last name on the list, which of course
Okay.
we all figured out within the first 10 minutes
yeah,
of the
obviously. But, like, why wouldn't he also try to kill those 2 people who got away?
episode. Oh. What do you mean?
Like, the senator and the general, aren't they still at risk? Since
Yes, but they're not in Gotham.
they got out.
They got
Why is
out.
Reagan's in Gotham?
He's coming to Gotham.
Just don't come.
Right. Well, but they won't listen. So KG Beast and his plucky Iranian assistant, strong arm, an engineer, and like an illegal secret weapons manufacturer guy in Gotham to build a special arm gun that the KG Beast will wield in the future.
Right, because now he's a supervillain. He's got to have some
gotta have a
freaking
gimmick.
crazy thing.
Uh-huh. So
I still have to be able to use this one appendage.
that's right. So Reagan arrives at the Gotham International Airport, much to fanfare and celebration.
There's no way. The Secret Service would be like, you're not going to Gotham right now.
I know.
Whatever you had planned, it's over.
It's over. No, there's a super
A
villain.
congressman was just assassinated, and
Yeah.
a senator almost.
Right.
And a general almost got blown up in a plane.
Yeah, the
But
plane
the
blew up.
president's going to Gotham?
Yeah.
No.
Well, he's going, and he's here. He's arrived, and he's waving to reporters, and then Batman.
There's no way that Superman wouldn't accompany him.
Well, he didn't.
I'm just saying, like,
I know.
Well, Superman's, I bet he's in space or whatever.
Right, he's doing something. So Reagan arrives. He's glad handing reporters, and then Batman swings in and grabs Reagan and leaves.
I'm taking it to the Batcave.
He should.
The safest place on Earth.
And Parker's like, "Are you shitting me?"
Batman kidnapped the president?
So he goes to shoot Batman, and Gordon, oops,
Yeah.
sorry. So then Reagan meets.
I mean,
with,
honestly, don't shoot at the Batman
president.
who's swinging with the president. You might miss.
Yeah.
Are you? No.
No. So Batman and Reagan meet with Bundy in a helicopter on the roof.
Okay.
And Reagan's like, I take it I'm being kidnapped? No. Consider it a police escort. So,
Okay.
okay, the Gipper really wasn't, his hip ain't what it used to be, and you really grabbed him
I
there.
don't know if I could take all this assignment, boys.
So Parker loses it, and he's like, I'm gonna have your badge, and Gordon's like, yeah, right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this place is more corrupt than the freaking FBI, but give me a break. Batman explains to Reagan the whole thing. Parker meets up with everybody. They're all talking, and Batman and
Wait,
Reagan's
nobody
like,
told Reagan previously that somebody was targeting high-profile members of the Star Wars Initiative?
Or maybe Reagan was just super busy with something else, even though Star Wars is his baby and he should absolutely know every aspect of it. But
Oh, what a surprise.
There's a Soviet operative on American soil killing like generals and shit.
Yeah.
And nobody's briefed the
no one's
president.
briefed the president, regardless of the fact that he literally came to the same city that happened in. Like, no.
Okay.
Mr. President, it's about plausible deniability.
Right, yeah, we need you to
Right.
friggin' whatever. So they explain this. Parker's there. He hates the plan. We're going to move you to here to do this. And then immediately the Beast knows that that's the plan. And so then Parker leaves, and then Batman's like, okay, now that Parker's gone, we know he's the mole, so we're going to tell you the real plan.
Yes, okay. So it wasn't just the one FBI
No,
operative.
they're all like operatives for Parker.
But wasn't
who were-
Parker in the elevator?
Yeah, he was. It was a risk.
Oh. He's just like, I hope I don't get killed by one of those cinder blocks.
Yes. So so Reagan's like, this is insane.
This is insane.
This is insane. So Batman reveals he knows who the traitor is, and he's gonna flush
wait.
him out, and he's got all his ducks in a row. I'm Batman.
Parker left?
Yeah. He's like, this is insane. All right. Well, I'm going.
That's the funny thing. If you're the mole and you leave and everyone else stays,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I think they're on to you, man.
Right.
All right, well, Parker, now you can go. That's
Yeah.
the
Now that
whole
we've
plan.
told you the whole plan.
Parker still goes. He has to implement the plan. Batman and Bundy are alone for a minute, and Bundy starts talking about like the Beast and who he is, and how he's like, theoretically speaking, he has diplomatic immunity. Like, if they catch him, they won't kill him. Like, he'll be taken alive.
Soviets?
Like anyone.
Oh,
like
Yeah, the U.S.
us. Like they'll
Right,
extradite him.
Right.
And then he'll probably be. Well,
no, he's an unauthorized foreign agent. He doesn't
Right.
get any protection.
No, it's true. But
But-
Bundy suspects that, like, if he's taken alive,
They'll find out who
he might be
They'll get him.
exchanged
Yeah.
for an American operative who was captured
Right.
previously. Like, he might not die.
yeah, more or less,
Or
his
be
work
punished
won't
at
be
all.
done. They just won't send him to Gotham anymore.
Yeah.
And I'll have to keep dealing with him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying here, Batman? Is that, like,
You want me to kill the
Yeah.
KG Beast.
Batman just says, are you trying to tell me something? So that's Bundy's little thing where he's like,
Right.
look, this is what I do with my off the books, contractors. It's like, hey, I will give you a bonus if you make less paperwork for me.
Yeah, but I'm Batman.
Right.
Who
I
do you
don't
think
kill
you're dealing
anybody.
with?
Exactly.
If you've done any research, you know I don't use guns
And I don't kill people. That's true.
What? I thought that was propaganda, man.
Right. Yeah.
I thought you were cool. I thought
Right. Yeah.
you
I thought you got it.
understood how things work.
Exactly.
You're telling me that's real? That you don't kill people? What?
Batman-
Oh my god, that is insane. How do you survive?
Right. What? So they're moving Reagan via helicopter from the hotel. He got all his police escort, and then Solari arrives via hang glider and suicide vest. He's just gonna suicide.
Oh, damn
He
it.
definitely has a death
It's
wish.
to kill the president. This has always been the plan. So he soars over there. Robin swings by, and he basically boots Solari off of his flight path, and he smashes into the building, falls, and then explodes. And then the president's like, nice job, lad. Way to go. He's like, thanks, Mr. President. And then Parker goes, Mr. President, are you okay? And it's Gordon wearing a wig, and he's like, I'm just fine. He's like, what? Meanwhile, they just quietly move the president
Yep.
outside via another police escort.
They should put a ninja mask on him. No.
So Batman is walking with Reagan, and he's got McDonald or whatever, the other FBI guy, behind him. The one that we know was watching the hallway,
Right.
facilitated the cinder block throwing. Yeah, he's there too.
Right.
And so Batman knows, like, okay, so he's probably got his gun out right now. And so as Batman and Reagan are walking through, the Beast just jumps out of a convenient air vent or grate.
Yeah.
And so he's going to open fire on the president. He shoots a couple of cops. The operative behind Batman shoots Batman through the shoulder, the same shoulder that was shot before, so he's a little dizzy.
Nah, it should go right through the hole.
That's true, yeah. Ha ha! Checkmate, guy! So the Beast is going to shoot Reagan, but then Bundy's team arrives, and that distracts the Beast, so then Batman throws a dart in the Beast's forehead.
Oh.
And basically Bundy blows McDonald away, so he's dead, and the Beast then like descends from the grate from whence he came,
okay.
And everyone who was in attendance was wearing bulletproof vests. So any of the cops that were shot, they're okay.
Right.
And except for Batman's shoulder.
Right.
And so Batman's like, I gotta go. And Bundy's like, where are you going? He's like, well, he's down there. I gotta go down there to get him.
Yeah.
And Bundy had men down there.
Oh.
Beast killed them.
Oh, okay.
So Batman follows the Beast's wound, which was bleeding, further and further into the catacombs of the sewer of Gotham, which of course Batman knows like the back of his hand.
Right.
So Batman discovers a body floating in the water from one of Bundy's people.
Yeah.
Batman dives into the water and then throws the body at the Beast. He calls it the Flying Dead Man maneuver.
What? Oh, it's such a creative name.
So he tries to disarm, no pun intended, because he's literally trying to do that. The Beast then throws the dead body back at Batman.
The reverse Flying Dead Man maneuver.
That's right. And thankfully, Batman kicking the gun jammed it, so he bought himself a few seconds of time.
What is this thing that the Beast has put on his arm?
well, this
Can you
has to-
describe it?
Yeah, it is basically a multi-tool / gun that was built by an expert engineer whose job it is to make specialized
custom-
weapons. Oh, by the way, the Beast assassinated him after he was done doing it. That
So
way
he can never
nobody
make
can make
another.
it. Yeah, that's
Nobody
right.
knows the specifications of his gun
Prosthetic.
hand.
Well,
Right.
yeah.
It died with that.
Like
With
how
Batman.
he can fire it without a hand.
Yes. Well, you can fire. He just has to like move the muscles from within or whatever.
Yeah.
But it also has a bayonet, which he deploys to fight Batman.
Okay.
And cuts him across the chest. Batman says, "I got a couple of licks in myself." A couple of licks means he blinded the Beast in his left eye. Like the next time we see the Beast, he has a special like utilitool hand and a cybernetic eye.
Wow.
Which Robin then takes out, and he's like, "Oh." Robin in the future will knock it out, and he's like, "Oh, I thought it was like a prosthetic,
Like a patch.
It's attached to your brain." Pulls this whole thing. He's like, "Oh no."
Robin should just take out the other eye.
Well, yeah, that would be great. So anyway, Batman has to like fight the Beast hand to hand, and it's like he's losing. The Beast is cybernetically enhanced,
And he's got a gun arm.
well, the gun thankfully is jammed.
Right.
Yeah, now
But
he has a
sword
knife
arm.
arm.
Yes, he's got it. Well,
it's hard to fight a sword arm.
That's true, but he does use some leverage, and he breaks the bayonet.
Okay.
Then the Beast's Utila arm shoots nerve gas, and
Wow, this is great.
I know. So Batman, of course, he grabs a lungful of air before he's able to deploy it, but he knows that this guy's probably wearing nose plugs or something.
Yeah.
And so he, the Beast takes advantage and kicks him in the chest, trying to get him to breathe it in.
Yeah.
Oh, like he does with the Hulk.
Yes. In Batman versus the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Well, the Beast does that to Batman.
Yeah.
No, I know.
That's true. Yeah. So the Beast uses this opportunity to escape and descend further into the catacombs.
This is where he learned the trick.
Yeah. No, the Beast, the Hulk fight was.
Hulk fight was first?
Yeah, that was in the 70s.
He should have prepared then.
I know. He should be ready.
Come on, Batman.
Well, this is
Also, that doesn't
post-crisis,
count.
so it's different.
It is
didn't happen.
post-crisis and in another reality.
Yeah.
So, the Beast is like waiting for Batman, but like Batman knows the sewers, so he like drops in behind the Beast. But the Beast is too good, and he hears Batman, throws a pipe at Batman, and then finds the door that Batman expected to be there. There's like a little like utility room. So the Beast is in the room, and he's like, "Come on, Batman! Like, let's see who's the best." And Batman goes, "Why? A few years ago, I would have jumped at the chance to see if I could beat you, but I don't have to beat you." And he just closes the door.
There's no way out of that room.
Yeah. Huh. And then he seals it closed.
Nice.
And he goes, "Sometimes circumstances are such that the rules pervert justice. I'm not in this business to protect the rules. I serve justice. I'm sealing this motherfucker in forever."
Like the fucking cask of a monkey.
Oh,
Yes.
shit. He's like, I'm not killing you,
But I don't have to save you.
but I have to save you from being trapped in this room that I sealed you in.
I don't have to save you
Also,
from myself.
He doesn't go back and tell like the government.
No. Well, he does. When he comes
somewhere
topside,
down there.
Batman retrieves the bodies of Bundy's people, and he says, "I brought your agents back." And Bundy says, "What about the Beast?" And he goes, "You needn't worry about him anymore." And Bundy's like, yes.
Oh my God, Batman killed the KG Beast.
He leaves the Beast to die.
Wow.
And yeah, the president arrived via limo earlier while they were doing all this shit.
Holy shit.
And Batman is just so tired. Well, by the way, they had a Reagan impersonator who was
I was
involved
gonna
in the entire
say
experience.
that was like a huge risk to the president, but it wasn't the president.
No, it was Alfred.
Oh.
Alfred was wearing his
Okay.
Reagan
so
mask.
Gordon and Alfred got to be the president.
That's right. That's right.
That's fun. It was
And
a double fake.
It was a double fake out. No, the president arrived via limo from the airport, like earlier.
So now the president is driving Batman home.
Yes. It's great because Batman gets into like the limo that's waiting for him, that's driven by the president,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Thanks for waiting for me, Alfred. Take me home. I'm tired and I'm hurting, and please take off that stupid mask. I'm just not in the mood."
That's fun.
It's just so great.
So when Batman swung in and grabbed Reagan, was that even Reagan, or was that some?
That was a fake.
That was also fake.
That was
okay.
Gordon.
So the president's like never actually been there.
No.
The entire thing is an elaborate trap by Batman and Gordon.
Because Batman seems very pleased with himself in the previous issue to be
Yeah.
like, we've got this guy.
Also, like, I'm not gonna swing in and friggin' grab Reagan. Like,
Dude is fragile.
yeah, that is inherently dangerous.
Exactly. Then no one's gonna sign off on me doing that.
Right.
Okay, so here's the part of the plan where I'm gonna swing in at probably like 25 miles per hour. I'm gonna grab the president,
Slam into the
slam
president.
into the president, and then continue my ascent.
Yeah.
You're not slamming into the president with anything.
I'm not going to slam into the president. I'm going to cushion it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm
brace
gonna-
I'll only hit
catch
him like
in my
it's
arms.
20 miles an hour.
Right.
Yeah.
Pass.
Anyone can survive that.
It's gonna be like 6 or 7 G's max that he's gonna undergo in
Trust
the
me.
rapid acceleration.
No, when you put the padding on the president like I told you to do,
Right.
Brace his neck and head.
he will break one rib maximum.
Yeah.
Pass. Hard pass, Batman.
That's a no.
What if
It's going to be a no for me, dog.
What
Okay,
if it's
what if
just
I-
a dislocated shoulder?
No. We're not dislocating anything from the president.
I mean, he might not even dislocate his shoulder.
If you... If his workout regimen is to be believed,
Yeah.
he'll be fine.
Yeah, he walks the dogs. sure he's
Still, it's a
good.
no.
It's going to be a no from me, Batman.
All right. Okay, so it's a fake. It's a double.
Okay, how about Gordon does it? He lets me catch him all the time.
Fine. There we go.
Okay, fine. I don't have any vested interest in that guy.
Okay, but you have to shave off your mustache.
No.
Alfred, I need you.
All right. New plan. Third-party guy that you guys don't know who will refer to me as Sir the entire ordeal.
My
He does,
guy.
by the way.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the implication here is that Batman just walls the Beast in a catacomb
That's
of the,
fucking awesome.
of the underbelly of Gotham
And
leaves
leaves
him
him
to
to
die.
die.
You know, this is awesome, and it did its thing, and it shows Batman doesn't fuck around. And then like a good 20 or so issues later, they're like, Batman called the police.
Yeah, of course.
Because they want to use the KGBs because he's a formidable opponent. And so the idea is that Batman like waited a couple of days and then he called the GCPD and he's like, by the way, here's the location of the KGBs. He should be pretty weak by now.
Right.
He should be pretty malnourished, so you should be able to arrest him. And then they try and they fail and the KGBs gets out.
Yeah, 3 days no food and water.
Right. But the next time you see the KGBs is in Robin 3, Cry of the Huntress. So like, it's been a while.
Yeah.
And the KGBs does get a few modifications. For example, he wears pants.
Thank God.
He gets a cybernetic eye, and his utilitool looks a little less silly because it's not a big red baby bottle nipple gun. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
look
it looks so
quite
stupid
so
here.
silly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's so dumb.
It'd be
I'm sorry.
fantastic if
Which one would you prefer? You killed the Beast or left him to die?
I don't know.
or-
I mean, the problem is they wrote themselves into a corner, but like Batman wouldn't send the GCPD to deal with the KGBs. I don't care
he
how
would take
weak
him
he thinks he is.
take
Right.
himself.
Yes.
He would go down there. I thought what it was going to be is like he went down there and like he got out.
Right,
Like
he freed himself. He
I went down
dug
there
him
2
his
days
way out.
later. He wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like the tool, like probably like was used to
Yeah.
like claw its way out.
Absolutely,
Or something.
it's still a door. It has hinges. Like
Yeah.
you could definitely chip. If you're super strong, if you're super strong and you have a super gun arm, you could probably find a way out.
But I guess
Look,
you
I got
can't-
noxious gas. I got acid.
right.
Yeah, I had
melt
other
the
stuff
but
in
he-
there.
but he does kinda
But
set it
then
up where
Batman's a dupe, so you can't have that be the case either.
No. So Batman just called them.
Yeah.
Called in backup, and he hoped that they were able to do it, and they're not.
And they weren't. I
I
don't
much
know. He looks stupid either way.
prefer
Yes.
thinking that Batman was just like, oh, you want to use the KG Beast, but he's dead.
Right. Well, he died. Well, he didn't. Well, no. They
I'm
also.
sorry, he didn't.
They use the retcon, but they don't actually use like the retcon predates the actual next appearance of the KGB.
Right, the
Yeah.
retcon is just there so you know that Batman didn't kill somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just to undo Batman killing that
They
guy.
probably got a lot of letters.
Yeah.
And they were like, ugh. So there's like an
I s-
there's like a line.
I said you could use like the story format to create a story. I didn't say you could make Batman kill somebody.
Right. I mean, they didn't care. They let him.
Right. Do you think, though, that the writer, Starlin, would be like, no, we didn't kill. No, obviously he told somebody that he was down there.
No.
Like, what do you
I
think?
think Starlin's like, yeah, no, he kills him. It's just Batman is tired. It's been 10 nights. He's been battling this
Right.
guy.
This guy
He's
killed
been one
all these
step
people.
behind. He's freaking super strong. He's been exhausting Batman.
He's a super soldier
no.
from the Soviet Union.
Right.
Like, who fucking cares about him?
Exactly. No, the CIA has already authorized the use of lethal force in my
Right.
case. But Batman just being like, why? Why bother?
Right.
Like, were I a younger man, I might have tried. But now I'm smarter, and all I'm just going to do is wall you the hell in here. And I'm like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And dark. Like, it's a Batman who doesn't screw around.
Right.
Well, it's a Batman who's like, I don't care about beating you.
Right.
I care about
Yes.
stopping you.
Yes, exactly.
You presented a situation where you pretty much stopped yourself.
Exactly. Like, I'm not Dark Knight Returns Batman who needs to beat the mutant leader because it'll
Right.
make me feel better and achieve erections again. Like, I don't have anything to prove to anybody.
Yeah.
And no, I'll just make up whatever story I want. It's just you and me down here, and only
Yeah.
one of us is emerging. So
Well, and this is the thing, like, I was thinking earlier, like, Batman should just fucking kill this guy. Because if you're going to kill anybody, like, this one is the most justified.
Right.
Because it's been authorized.
Yep.
He's a secret agent.
he has no life.
He's essentially an enemy combatant, so
Yes.
it's more like a war.
Right.
He
No-
doesn't care about collateral damage. He'll kill anybody.
He's already. He clearly is too dangerous to be left alive.
Right.
He
and,
killed the entire Republican committee.
Yeah.
Well,
Or,
whoever was
party
at that
were there,
fundraiser,
like,
a
yeah.
whole bunch of top donors. Like,
That's right.
He's very dangerous, and also the entire thing is off the books. No one will ever know.
Yeah.
So you don't have the thing about like, well, if Batman is known as a killer,
Right.
it's a problem.
Yeah, it
for
changes my whole
everything.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
This
Were
is like
he
no,
to ever
nobody
do
knows.
it, I get it, but at the same time, he still can't.
Yes.
Because he's Batman.
Right.
Yeah, like the
What he
idea of
should have
Batman is
done-
too important for him to sully by like murdering somebody.
Right.
But if no one ever knows, then that's
who
not
gives a
really a
shit?
problem.
Yeah. At the end, he just should have said like, I'll just let himself tire himself out for a couple days, and I'll go back.
Well,
for
then
him.
I'll call Clark, and he'll come get him.
Well, that yes.
and then
that
send
he
him to
could
the
have
Phantom
done.
Zone or whatever.
Yeah.
Batman, I can't send them all to the Phantom Zone. I wish I never told you about the Phantom Zone.
I'm just saying you don't have to send him to the Phantom Zone, but it would really suck if he stayed on Earth.
Look, okay, all right, Bruce, we're colleagues, professional courtesy, but you get one. Is it Joker or is it this Russian guy? Because you get to ask me once, and is this the time you're going to ask me to use the Phantom Zone? That's what I thought. I feel like the authorities can handle it. He hasn't eaten or he hasn't eaten or drank anything in 4 days.
Right. They really should have been able to handle it.
Can you at least fly him back to Russia?
No.
Click.
I mean, could you at least pick him up and take him to prison?
Right. Like you do at the end of the first Superman movie
Yeah.
with Lex Luthor. You literally just dragged him there and dropped him in the middle of the courtyard. Batman 10 Nights of the Beast is, I think, well, first of all, there's no way to deny it. In 1988, it was a success.
Yeah.
It successfully introduced a new villain. It created the story arc format for modern comic books.
Which they're still doing.
Which they do today.
Yep.
Exactly the same way.
Yeah, with
I mean,
the subtitle and everything.
with artists who are not drawing the book, doing the covers.
Was that not a thing before this?
I feel like it was a thing, but it's more of a normal thing. Like
Yeah.
when they did it then, it was more about showcasing this singular event as opposed to it being like, it's just Batman 417.
Well, yeah, if the normal artist is doing the cover in the book, why isn't the cover looking spectacular and the book inside looking spectacular?
Right.
Because it would take too fucking long.
Right. I mean, listen, Jim Aparo does a nice job too. I love the interiors; they're a lot of fun. They harken back to a classic era, an era of Batman that I vividly remember and read a lot of at the time.
Okay, that image of the KG Beast on the front, that is a GIMP suit.
Yes.
There was some miscommunication between designers on the Beast.
This is...
The KG Beast.
Those
is
are
just,
not nunchucks, those are dildos on a chain.
That is exactly what that is.
Yep.
The KG Beast is a sex pervert on the covers here.
Yeah.
But on the interiors, he is weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
He's a complicated ninja.
Yeah.
He's a confused ninja.
That's it. But I still dig it, and I think you will too. If you haven't had a chance to ever read 10 Nights of the Beast, completely worth reading. It's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of, like, there's this great moody grit to it.
Pretty cool.
But you see what I mean about how it's like, it's not the top 5. Might not even be the top 10.
No, it's just like a really competently done story,
Yes.
it seems like.
It's fun.
Yeah, it is fun, and you will have fun reading it. If it is collected anywhere, I'll make it available in the comments down below. Grab it if you can. I got this one for like nothing. You can find these, and if you get the old one, you'll get a little forward explaining the story of the story arc from Dan Raspler. Most older volumes have great little forwards that give you like a slice of the history involved, which is why I like to share those.
Yeah. It's funny, the original cover price would have been $3.
Right?
For all 4.
For all 4 issues, not a bad deal.
Well, yeah, each one was like, what, 75 cents?
75
I thought?
cents
Yeah.
is what it said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
$3 for 4. I guess at that time it wasn't necessarily as good a deal.
No. Check it out. We'll see you guys next time with another episode. Hey, classic Batman! Good old Batman. We got plenty more of these because thanks to Denny O'Neil, they churned out a ton in the 80s and 90s of just like 4-part Batman stories that go on some list on CBR that they'll steal from me. See you next week.
What's this Yelp review? I mean, I would think we should go for dinner there. They did say the chef killed a man for feeding him soup one time.